taking place. They keep on telling blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all these sorts of things. So there's nothing new. It's just at this time, it's rampant now. They're just shooting, right? They're just shooting them out and thing, right? But even before and all too, and you will see videos even before the saying all the bad things and all about blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, right? So when we check back to the top of it, right? So, but who have them so for who have them poor and dirty and hungry? So you see the names and them, you see what they like again, what they like to call we poor, dirty, hungry, right? Who have them robbing? So they're calling we robbers, right? Well, they're calling we killers and them thing, right? And again, when we go in the scriptures and thing, like for instance, when we go in Deuteronomy 28 and 37. So what Rowley don't know again, and again Rowley, you're that black man. We're not supposed to be in politics and all too. But the reason why in politics is because the oppressors have you there. And ever from slavery, this is what they put to we. They put prime ministers and things, they put parties and all these things on them, right? So when we go to explain all these things and all too, when you go in Deuteronomy 28 and 37.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
So you see now, so again, it probably had the knowledge of the Bible and thing. This one not be nothing new. This one not be like coming out in because this in we records that all the other nations them go be calling we and things. So you see again how they call we Negro, pest, cockroach, and all these sorts of things again. And you know, when you read here again, what they're calling we poor, dirty, hungry, robbers, killers, and all sorts of things. When them is the ones who are pushing the crimes and all sorts of things in the country and things, pushing the crime, pushing all the drugs in the community and things, right? And when more or less now, as they say again, right? So we brothers and them again, we go into school, and as they say now again, all they coming with the education and thing. And when you check on the level and thing, they say now we lazy and thing. But when you ask yourself now, when you go all over America and thing, all over the world, who build the pyramids and them? It's the same nation as Israel build the pyramids and them. Who build America and thing? The same black people build America, right? Again, who build Trinidad and Tobago and thing, right? Same black people, because early all in the earlys when all the oil industries and them thing up, even today, like with all my grandfather and them and thing, right? To have all them Texaco houses and all them things again, what we had was to come back, and because we didn't own no land. As I say, after slavery, they didn't give you no land, they didn't give you no money. All these East Indians come and get all these things. And know what? So again, like even when you check all them housing schemes and them, all the great grandparents and things come is that same matter as slavery, because they had to work real years to even get the houses and all these things and them. So for them to come and say, hey, black people lazy and thing, is because them don't know black people history, and then to again for we own black people and all again, they know history, because again for we to be with these people and all too because we lost all the history to slavery and all too again. So this is one part of the thing. Again, Rowley didn't know, and Rowley, as you're a black man, you're not supposed to be in politics and all too. No black Hispanics and Native Indians not supposed to be in politics and thing. We government set up a leaders, and that is Christ, right? So when we go to the second part now, who have making a set of children, right? And it's the funny part about it, and also like to call we who are we not going to school, but look how the person spell children, right? And they're saying how we not going to school, right? They spell the children CHIRREN and then so they want to blast we, but yet what just and thing they're telling me that we who are them not going to school and not doing good and thing. But what you wanna blast somebody and you can't even spell the word, You can't spell the word right, right? And they're making a set of trend with Zessaman again. So again, now, so these East Indians, these Chinese, and think these 1% and them are gay. So again, what I don't know is this again, right? We don't we spirit. So I want to say that we just and thing like the way goal and thing, right? But I think we spirit the way goal and thing because the most I give you that. So when again blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and then come to the I.S.U.P.K. So when these people and them talk these things and them, you can answer these people and them to suit and thing, right? And then you know they take your hand, and no scuffle with them and thing again. You're going to answer them to suit and I'm telling you there's going to say nothing. I think there's going to be high and they're going to get very low and thing. So when they say these things come to the I.S.U.P.K, come and get knowledge, come and get understanding how to deal with these other nations and them when they say these things and them, no killing them, no beating them up. The Musa is going to deal with them when that time come and things. So you come to the I.S.U.P.K because you're going to see what Zesson, you're going to see where Zesson come from, right? So even right, give me Ezekiel 16 and verse 37. No, I think I've gone too far now. Ezekiel 16 and verse 9 to 13. Go take it one at a time.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16 and verse 9. Then washed I thee with water. I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. Verse 10. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
Okay, so hold on right there. So when we go back to verse 9, right? So then I washed you with water. So when we talk about the water thing, this is what you're talking about this is what you're talking about the Mosai. This is what the Mosai coming back and now when we say come back and wash with water, this is where you start to pick back up the Mosai commandments. This is start to get righteous. This is where we start to get be clean. So when we see water, we're talking about the commandments of the Mosai and thing, right? And actually wash away all the blood, all the sins from we now. So no longer we're not sinning again, right? And anointed you with oil, right? So all these things again now. See the Mosai started to clean me up, right? So go ahead and read verse 10.
So, verse 10. I clothed thee with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
So now, again, when you check the day and thing, right? So the people who wearing all them silk right now, silk and thing right now, is them all them sheiks and them in Saudi Arabia and all them thing, right? And thing, but this was we clothing and thing, right? So because we went against the Mosai and thing, we lose the strength, we lose the power, everything, right? And more or less now the Mosai punish me, right? So all these things now, again, when you check the mass majority of the nation of Israel, it gonna look like when it gonna look like one brother that's trying to outdo another brother. But when you check as a nation, that's who we were. That is how we was. We was a people wearing the best in everything. We was wearing the best in cloth, everything, right? So go ahead to verse 11.
Verse 11. I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hand.
So bracelet, people bracelet upon my hand. All them we like to call wristband today and wristband, all kind of thing today, right? So now we get all the fine clothes you wearing. Go ahead.
And a chain on thy neck.
So chain around with neck and thing. Chain around with neck. So it's not by the same thing, but reaching all down with chest. Some we have it down to the belly, all kind of thing, right? Again, go ahead.
And I put jewel on thy forehead.
So they say today some of our sisters and we brothers and them crown we are the headbands and thing, we have all that We have all that in gold and all the different metals, silver and all the different diamonds and things add on to it, all kind of thing. Go ahead.
And earrings in thine ears.
Right, so earring in the ears and then go ahead.
And a beautiful crown upon thine head.
So again, you see again, the Messiah again come and we hear that again. So when I come to say, hey, we zesting and thing, we are always zesting, and not now we zesting ages we zesting. Even our king was zesting and all too. So King Jesus Christ in the English and in the Hebrew, Yahweh Messiah, he was the sin and all too, right? The priest and prophets that the Mosai was the sin and all too. And this is what you have to know and all too. All the prophets and them are the Mosai is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Was never the other nations and them. And all them priests and them was the sin. All the Trinidad Israel was the sin and thing too. So for you to come and say that because what you're seeing one brother having it and thing, no, because we went against our God, which is the Mosai, right? Right? So that why. Or you can come to see that again, but blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, or you need to come to the I.S.U.P.K. So when these people open them out and think, you're going to hush them up with the shookness they're talking, right? Right. So going back to the topic again, right? And when Kamala come in power, there's not to give them a cent. This gimme thing must stop and put them to work in farm and fields to earn $1 and lock them up if they don't listen. UNC owe them nothing. They need to get up and get. Right. So all right. So this is what I have to say about black people. Or listen what we have to say about black people. This is what we have to say about these other nations and them when we come back in power. So in power there, or you shoot or your mouth, say what you have to say and thing, right? So no sin. We impact for saying what you have to say and thing too, but don't vex for the I.S.U.P.K. Don't vex for the I.S.U.P.K. have to say too, and don't vex for the Mosai. What the Mosai saying, because wherever we saying of the Mosai, we don't make up and thing. All these things here, you see it is in the scriptures, it's in the King James Bible, right? King James and the Apocrypha and thing too, right? So don't vex what we're gonna say here now, and listen what we're gonna say here now. Give me Isaiah 14 and 2. Come.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their places, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall be captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
So now, don't vex with me now, right? But what we saying here now, because this is the truth, right? So here going to happen now. So just like what I had to say, all these things about Vietnam, about people, and then yeah, we not only saying that, but this is going to happen, right? So you East Indians and them, you Chinese and them, you Syrians and them, you Arabs and them, you white people and them, who want to talk bad against black people and Native Indians and Hispanics and them, this is what is going to happen to you all. We're going to take oil, we're going to gather you all up, and you all is going to be our slaves, right? Your children is going to be our slaves, or your grandmother is going to be our slaves, or your grandfather is going to be our slaves. The baby will coming out and all is going to be our slaves, all to right. So see all these things I have to say, and then no team is going to take it, and then but here is now. The end of this will come in very soon. It will end very soon, and a new world be coming. And that new world be Christ and the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians ruling this earth under the power of the Most High, right? So I see all them things where I like to continue, no sin. And then all we just had to let blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, let them keep on running them out and things. You don't take on them. You gotta do What blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians do is come back to the Most High, come back and keep the Most High commandments and them. And the Most High commandments is not hard to keep, and they won't have these things to say. And stop worrying about who come in the next 5 years and the next 5 years and the next 5 years and all kind of thing. Because that going on for a very long time in America, where black people suffering. It's and same thing in Trinidad, same thing in Jamaica, all them thing, right? So I'm going to show you something again and why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't even join with East Indians and all too. But we ain't forgetting them Chinese and all too. But another time we go show you, another time we go deal with them Chinese and we go deal with the other nations and them in the scriptures and all too. So we are all the wickedness. We are all the wickedness here. These other nations and them. What they do we right? So you give me Esther. Give me Esther 1 and 1.
The book of Esther, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of I.S.U.P.K. This is I.S.U.P.K, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 127 provinces.
So this is a East Indian king ruling here for a very long time. Go ahead on verse 2.
Verse 2, that in those days when the king I.S.U.P.K sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace. Verse 3, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces being before him.
So this is that's why now he's setting up men to rule all the different parts and thing from India to Ethiopia and thing, right? So he started split up and thing and had them ruling in different parts and things. So again now to the assigned to him, right? So this is now. So we're going to verse 3 now. Esther verse 3.
Verse 3. In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces being before him.
So he just giving them power. So now we will go to Esther chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Yeah, and verse 1.
The book of Esther, chapter 3 and verse 1. After these things, the king I.S.U.P.K promotes Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that go with him.
So this is one of the princes and them, right? So now, out of all the princes and them now, so he's the prince in charge. He's the prince in charge of all them other princes and things. So he hired on all of them, right? Go ahead, verse 2. And this is our East Indian prince, right? Go ahead, as people don't know.
Verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence.
So this is Mordecai now. This is an Israelite brother. This is an Israelite brother. This is a black man, you know. Again, and when everybody bowing, he didn't bow down and thing. He didn't bow down at all, because that was blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians do. We don't bow down to the other nations and them and thing, right? So you see today again how black people like to be under East Indian and Chinese and white and you know we just call them and thing, we just call them coons and thing, right? So that was thing. This man wasn't no coon. This man no sellout and thing, right?
Right.
Right? So go ahead.
Verse 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, Why transgressest thou the king's commandment?
So now they want to know, hey, so why? Why? Because Mordecai, I know Mordecai again, he is an Israelite. We don't bow down to other commandments and things. Again, so all them things what I wanna do, wanna go and bow down, kiss a man, knee and do all kind of simi and rest of stupidness that way doing it was we as black people not supposed to be doing that and thing. And he not doing that, he's standing proud with it too. Right? Well,
Verse 4. And it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew.
and now he just explained, hey, I'm a Jew, and then I is a Negro. I saying that he's an Israelite, right? So I say to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians again, see what's going on here in the scriptures and thing again. And then again, we not supposed to be up under no East Indian, up under no Chinese, not under no white man, all these things again, right? And then after I want to lick, as we say, lick the ass and all kind of thing. We're not supposed to be doing them. We're not supposed to be doing them thing, right? I see this man. You see how this man making a stance, and I see how this man making a stance because he know, hey, we other people not supposed to be doing that and then, right? The only person we bowing down to is Christ and the Most High, right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
Right. So now remember now all the other East Indians and them they're gonna tell Haman now, hey, this man in bow down, right? So now Haman come to see, and he come now and think, so he didn't come like he didn't believe it, but now he come and see it for himself, hey, this man really ain't doing this, he ain't really ain't doing this again. So that's like today again. These are that nation again. The war is what we has nothing. And this is exactly what when we read up when we was reading up when Rowley was talking about that thing. This is what they think of us and thing. And they've been thinking so for a very long time about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and them and all too. So don't feel as that the white man alone had we so and all too again, right? All these other nations them I start with the Africans and them and all too, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And when he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai, wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai.
So you see how dread East Indians and them. So that way I just say the what others say it, the a good East Indian is a dead one, and that is a true saying and thing, right? Because what just right? So this Haman, he have a problem with Mordecai, right? So look how far this East Indian go, right? So now he know Mordecai now is a Jew, right? So that's what he gonna do, right? So all the other Jews and them were in the kingdom, right? He making a decree to kill all these other Jews and them, and the Jews and them were among Mordecai. He want to kill them and all too. So you see again how with them, that's not what like this problem with this Israelite brother and thing. He was far to destroy every Jew in the kingdom. So you see how they have this hatred for we? It's not now they have this hatred for we. So check back in history now again when the Persians and Mede Empire was and things. So again, look how long this is and thing, right? And this continue down the line, and how it continue down the line by the same regenerations, and all these East Indians coming. So as the East Indian child born, that what it is done like you know already. Hey, have nothing to you see them low class and all them niggas and all them and thing, and you go see in the how we have some videos again, how they think about we. So that's again regeneration and regeneration, yes, and regeneration do exist. What we call reincarnation. You do come back and you face that earth and thing. And as they go, they come back out. Child come in, child come back out. The teachers trying to hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I see here in the scriptures again, what will happen here. They go to they have a problem with the man, they go to want to kill every Jew in the kingdom, which all them Jews never did do them nothing, right? And with this man himself do nothing because hey, this is this man customs and thing, right? See, this is his customs. He's not supposed to be doing that and thing, and we have a problem with that. And even I want to go to kill all the other Jews who are around him, right? So again, and it have many more. It have many more to show you. It have many more to show you in the scriptures again. So not just about the East Indians again, but this is what we showing you again with them East Indians. It have it to the Chinese and them. It have it to the white man. It have it to the Africans and them. All these nations and them hate black people. And when you go in the scriptures again, the Most High let you know that all these nations and them is enemies, right? So I'm gonna show a little videos again. Why we not supposed to be voting? We not supposed to be coming together with no East Indian. We not supposed to be coming together with no Chinese. We not supposed to be coming together with no white. Because these people them talking to we for a very long time how they want and thing. And now when the election come around, so when carnival thing is a nice scene, is wine and this and that and thing. But watch again and thing. These people them is hypocrites and thing, right? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you need to stay away from East Indian, stay away from Chinese, stay away from white man. You need to come together as a people.
Call me racist, but I stand with my words. Ladies and gentlemen, and all African around the world, if you do not behave like an old nigger, nobody will call you an old nigger. It is a behavior. Educate yourselves. Educate yourselves. They have old nigger behavior. They will always have that old nigger behavior because in their mind they're still in fucking slavery. So if you're an old nigger, you will remain an old nigger. When you hear the police come, you're cussing the fucking police. And when the police are helping, you're still cussing the fucking police. And when the police shoot all your fucking motherfuckers in all your head, all of us call the police bad. I think all you need some good fucking like the police need to hold all you, like how they hold the boys and them for cussing the police and talking about the COVID-19 and beat all you. Beat the shit out of all you. That's what the police need to do. Well, cut all your ass. But then all they go call discrimination and abuse and all they go want money. The police need to cut all your ass good for behaving like that on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, look at my class, look at my caliber, look at me. Why would I sort people like this on Facebook to go and...
So see again, there's nothing new. And you go even go to see now from the children, what the children have to say about white men, about black people. And now you have Negroes in UNC, East Indian and PMM, and we're not supposed to be mixing up with these other nations and them.
My son can make up picking nigga, the other friend, she will mind me. That's what she take a marathon.
So you see again to the children, and all, and that's what we're seeing again from as they're born, the teacher trying to hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? Again, but as we see again, as we now say earlier on, no seeing or you have a time now to tell we all we have to tell we soon just now, or even have nothing to say.
I know that some people are concerned, and in fact, the black man on the other side talked about. I know that some people are the black man on the other side, the black man on the other side, the black man on the other side, the black man on the other side.
So we doesn't have time. We doesn't have time to have to think about what to call these other nations, because black people are done in so much oppression, and all we just study right now is just to survive and thing, right? Because of the wickedness of it, the wickedness of it do we and thing, right? And continue to do your thing. We doesn't have time to do that. But again, what is a full or everything, and still this is the time to always take time to do evil, to think evil about against black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And that is why blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians they should have no reason voting, right? And coming together with East Indian and Chinese and Syrians and so ever, right? So again, we're going to the scriptures again. So in Maya 10. Yeah, 1 and 2.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord spake unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Right. All right, go ahead.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Oh, I see again. So this is the most I tell we young them. Hey, have nothing again to do with the blacks. Have nothing to do. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have nothing to do with all these other heathens and them. And these heathens and them is the other nations and them blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So all you Negro people didn't know and thing. And the heathens and them is the East Indians. The heathens and them is the Chinese. The heathens and them is the Syrians and them. The heathens and them is the white man and them. The most I tell you, don't follow these, do not follow these other nations and them. Don't do the things that them doing and thing. Because you have your culture to follow one thing. You have a culture to do one thing. And all these things here, what we're doing, again, is from the other nations and them. Voting come from the other nations and them, right? So when we go back now, so slavery now, as slavery started, and they started abolish slavery from all the 1835 come down there, all right? So with all the other nations and them, right? So now, again now, now they started get countries in the independence and thing, right? So now, you want to know where prime minister and thing come from? My prime ministers and thing come from England. I think the same people, again, who we get independence from, the same people who give we independence, same England give we independence, the same England who give Jamaica independence and thing. So the same culture here. And really and true, when you check today, we ain't get no independence because it's the same things and things. But then we never go back to the things where we was doing and thing, right? We never go back to the culture and thing. We in the churches and them, we in the white man churches and them, learning all the white man shit and them, learning all the white man educations and them, all the white man education, talking like the white man, all kind of thing too. Talking as homosexual language or kind of thing too. So we pick up everything, nothing in change and thing. They say we get independence, we never get no independence and thing. That's a myth and thing. Everything what we're doing it over the heathens and them. So when we go back to the and thing, right? And thing, you go see what this whole prime minister thing come from, right? So that's going back in some history thing today, and you go see how these things is about. So when you go in England, right? And thing, right? England does vote to put in a prime minister and thing, and we go and check now. England had prime ministers before Trinidad and Tobago had prime ministers, right? Before Jamaica and them had prime ministers, and these were the last people. These were the last people ruling us, right? So all the other nations before, like the Spanish and the French and them was way before things. So now the English and then came last, right? So these were the people we get independence from, right? So now when you go and think now, so when you go in England, right? These is again, and you see again. So all these blacks and all too, and then we have to know now the nation of Israel been scattered all four corners of the earth. So the same thing going on now. So all these blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians and all too. Because when we went through slavery and all too, the one time the culture, the catch all the Hispanics and them and they carry them to Europe, right? And then after now they bring us from Africa and thing, right? So now we pick up the same thing and all too. So the blacks having themselves involved. So even all in England, them in voting thing and all too in England. And all too we in voting thing in Trinidad, yeah, we in voting thing in Jamaica, right? So let's just show you again. So you will see I'm gonna list some parties and I'm gonna list some parties we're taking we're in England right now. With the current party right now in England. And you will see right now again, it's the same thing happening right now in Trinidad with the current parties right now, and even in Jamaica. And all to the same thing, and how all these things come again, because these are the oppressors and them tradition we pick up. These are the heathens and them tradition, and the Most High, as they say, the Most High say in Jeremiah 10, do not follow the way of the heathens and them. I think them bring these things on we, right? So when we go in England, right? So England have two big parties, right? So one of the parties is the Conservatives and them, right? So anytime when you get time, or you can look up that, right? Them is the Conservative. Them is the party ruling. Them is the ones who ruling, who governing the England right now, and thing, right? And then after now, they have another one is Labour. So that is another big party. Another big party in England. So just like how we have today, the two biggest parties on them is right today is PNM and UNC, and then after all these smaller ones coming down the line. So the same thing again. So who we get this from? We get it from the oppressors on them, right? And I'm just going to list some smaller ones in England, right? So that's again is the same thing, and thing, right? So this is just the big ones on them and the small ones, right? So another small one we have is the Liberal Democrats and things. So that's another small party in England, right? Another small political party, right? Right. Then we have the Green Party. Again, that's another small political party again in England, right? And then you have the UK I.P. Again, that's another small parties. So when you watch wrong again now, so all these parties and them, all these political parties, and all when they start and thing, after a certain time they want to drive out all them blacks and them in England and all too. So again, don't matter which part we go, and thing, you'll always take advantage of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and thing, right? So now we come into the Caribbean here now. So now you see now abroad, it starts from abroad, and even now it have blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in all these European countries, and the same thing going on. They have all these parties on them, and the same thing. Blacks, Hispanics being put in jail, not pulling up the jails. The ones that they put in all the drugs and impurities, the ones that taking advantage of, the ones that put in all the minimum wages and all these things. So black people, no matter which party go and voting, it do not make no sense. where you are, where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians had to come back to your custom, and that is keeping the Most High laws, commandments. That is what going to get you out from here. That is what going to put you to rule all the other nations and them. That is going to take you from all hell, right? And hell is a condition, and hell is a condition on earth, right? Heaven and hell is a condition on earth. Not only the Christian church, when the Christian church telling you about a man with horns and thing, right? And then heaven now it is it with you moving around with lion and tiger and things. So how it is now, and thing now it is here now. You can't go wrong a lion and tiger, but now whenever you never know you could go and pray to a lion and tiger and thing. No, they see me with the Christian church push and thing. This is what black people going to hell right now, right? So Trinidad and Tobago now. So we're going to Trinidad and Tobago now. So even from all in 1946, and this is how long parties and things going on. And this is how long blacks, Hispanics, and them. This is how long blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is been voting, and there's no changes. All the ghetto is still the same way, and all kind of thing. All from even Eric Williams and before, and all too. So watch again, right? So what the different parties it had? It had parties and PNM they for a very long time, and up come all these others coming down the line and thing, right? So PNM they for a very long time. I was going to see how long PNM was there and all too, right? So and we'll see now again what had parties before and collapse, and again when you check the whole outcome again, black people voting, and what all the other communities and them, all these other nations and them is, right? What's DB, what's penal, and what the roads DB and penal have, what the houses DB and penal, what the malls, what the businesses and thing, right? Again, what you run in Port of Spain and thing, what is for the Syrians and them living and thing, right? Again, what the Chinese and them, again, and what people know now, again, we go bring out this and all too. He's looking to black people now, Chinese community countries and thing, right here, but them Chinese have very long time and thing too. Plenty of these shops and plenty of these buildings was owned by these Chinese and them, so they're looking quiet and thing, but they're really quiet and dangerous and all too. So don't feel them Chinese there. They're just coming here. They've been here a very long time, and the same Chinese and all was oppressing black people and all too, right? So they're going to get some history of some of these political parties and them was from since 1946, right? And as time go by, we just like you could go back up and look it back up on the internet and thing, but just showing you again and look how long all these parties and the same way black people is and thing, right? The same ones and them black people taking years to build a house and all kind of thing. And some of we work we whole life and still finish, and now we try not to come and finish it. And when again come back now, it's like it's the same thing we repeating and thing, because the same oppression coming again. Nothing in changing, right? So we started the house, we try not to finish it. And after again now we trying the thing again now, them start a house, and it's the next try not to come and finish it. When these other nations and them and thing. Time the children and them reach 18 and thing, the children having houses, the children having all the big time cars and thing. The children and them has got to worry about tuition for college and universities and thing. That's or I don't worry about that. That don't pay for and all kind of thing. Them don't worry about that and thing. Now we are them when them thing on our weekend, them children the mother have to work, the children them have to work, that's to get education. When we do get the education and thing, we still coming on low-end jobs, and we still end up with all the low-end jobs on them too. Again, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you need to come back to the Most High. Right. And stop following all these other nations and them with the foolishness and thing. Right? So we had the PNM, right? The People's National Movement. So them again, so since 1946, right? Them been around, right? Even from that now, they even went into when Trinidad get independence under Eric Williams and all too. So they come now, we come at independence, Eric Williams again, thing get prime minister and thing. So again, even from that and all too, anything changed from black people from back there coming down? No, nothing changed. We still suffering. We still under oppression, all kind of thing. We still want pulling up the jail again. And when they check again, right? How again the woman was talking about the police and them should go on we don't understand that and thing. Why didn't have nothing to say when the big drug dealer, what the big drug dealer name again was? Dolce. Yeah, dual theory and thing. I didn't have nothing to say about that, right? Dual theory who all thing to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and them. Who the drugs coming in? Who's the ones and them who when they see and thing who piping and all them things? It'll be seeing we is the other nation will be seeing we and thing. They didn't have nothing to say about it. They didn't have nothing to say about that. But as black people do something again, why are they would? But when I do it, when white people do it, I have nothing to say and thing. And this is the hatred. This is the hatred we're pushing for them for a very long time, right? So we go back again to see again that voting for black people do not make no sense. And as you say again, you go see that is as we go down again, you're going to see that is a commandment for we in the scriptures not to do these things on them, right? So we are the people's national movement, right? Then we are the BECWHRP, which stands for the British Empire Citizen and Workers' Home Rule Party, right? So that was another party, right? That was a big party and all too, right? Again, them collapse, right? Then we are the TUCSP, Trade Union Congress and Socialist Party, right? So that was another party, right? Again, and 4, we have the TLP, Trinidad Labour Party, right? So all these was parties back then again. And what the condition of black people. Then we have the PDP, Progressive Democratic Party, right? So all these was parties back then, right? And that who collapsed and again P and them come. Then after now we have now the new right the up to date like the ones today now. So the new ones today we had like NER and thing. NER coming for what happened to thing? All same thing again, black people suffering, right? We are UNC again, then coming black and power again, black people suffering. Then again, and all the others are wrong, LLP, MSG, and all the other small ones today. So again, what's going on? Again, your oppressors give you this thing, and as long as we have these things, again, we will always be going against ourselves, fighting for heathens to be over. We fighting for black man when we black people have no power again. So who really pushing the country and thing again? So it's not black people, right? Again, so again, all these parties and them here from for a very long time, and the new ones and all come here again. So when you check all them prime ministers and them, right? So we have Eric Williams, and think Eric Williams come, he gone. Black people still suffering. We had George, the second prime minister, George Chambers come and gone. People still suffering, right? Then we had N.A.R. Robinson again. Well, anything changed for black people? Nothing changed for black people. Black people still suffering. How much more we go on? How much more we go do this? Like Jeremiah say, are we homeborn slaves? We just keep on putting people again, and when you check in, there's no results for politics with black people. Black people is going to suffer in the end, no matter who is there. Even if they put in the people, a black man in front of the party and all, yes, still is going to be suffering. Still, right? After N.R. Robinson, we had Patrick Manning, right? Yeah, Patrick Manning come again. Same problem. Black people still filling up the jails. Black people still suffering. Black people is still one looking for food. Black people is still wanting low-end jobs, all them things. Again, when you check all these other places and them, who's the one, all them high society jobs and them, and who's the one in the big houses, who's the one pushing all the big vehicles and them. Same all these other nations and them, and what we doing? We just wait them. Who's the ones cars rotting down and thing. The same black man and thing. Right? After Patrick Man, we come with Bazio Pandey again, other nation again. So don't again. And then after from Pandey, we come back Patrick Man in. It's same thing again, nothing changed. Then come Kamala. Now again, see nothing changed. Whatever she do, she do what she do, she do it for she people and thing. We black and Hispanics and thing. We government is the Most High. Right, we government is angels and then we government is Christ. That is who we government is, right? So we need to come back to the Most High so we could rule this earth. Because don't matter all these other nations and them we are wrong them, they're going to take advantage of us. And thing, right? Up to come today with Keith Rowley and things. Say don't matter again. What's going on? We have again. So it's come like again. You have the head of state, right? Like you run in the country, so and thing. And up come now we have homosexual laws passing, right? You have homosexual laws passing. We have marijuana law passing, and again that was just a argument, because if from the beginning we have cigarettes and the ministry, and when you watch any the cigarette weight name, the cigarette box mark, the ministry is advised that smoking is dangerous to health, right? So the government, so that's now the government has something saying that the ministry is advised that cigarette is dangerous to health and thing, and or you have people selling with them. So the government was just telling you what to smoke and what not to smoke. So again, so the people who are selling cigarettes, them had a right to be locked up, because you pushing something for a very long time. You pushing something for a very long time, but yet it legal. It was legal, right? And things. So again now, so you see, Mark, in the government is tell you what to smoke. So why they don't tell you that cocaine? Why don't make cocaine legal to smoke and thing? Again, because if I'm making cigarette and then after I come now and make marijuana smoking with him, so why I don't make with him cocaine legal? So the government naturally telling you what not to smoke and what not to thing, and then after now the ministry. So what really going on here? What really going on here now too? Again, it's just to destroy. It's just to destroy black people. Is black people life again? And then and you see again, so like yeah. Or you go and smoke that no one thing, but they just make cocaine legal and all too, because they telling you that hey, the ministry advise on all them cigarette box and them, hey, that dangerous to health and thing. That should never be selling in the first place. Now weed and thing. So weed not dangerous as with them. So that not on a label again, hey, marijuana is dangerous to health and all too. They're not putting that on the marijuana and thing. So that okay to smoke marijuana, right? Because no rapper ain't coming on that and say not dangerous to health. But the cigarette dangerous to health. And the cocaine not dangerous, to health, right? They're not making no sense. Again, all these governments are the world is wicked, as scripture says, the world is given to the hands of the wicked and thing. So I see again black, Hispanics and Indian, we need to come out among all these heathens and them. We need to come back. We need to go back where we come from, and that is Israel, our capital. Jerusalem. We need to go back where we need to come. And what we were going to do that? By Mosaic laws and commandments, right? So when we go, even Jamaica and all too, right? So again now, Jamaica the prime, the same thing again. So another we need all we brothers right next to one thing is the same thing too. Them have parties and all to put presidents, put prime ministers in, and put prime again to change our prime ministers and what's going on again. People suffer, we brother them suffering in Jamaica under the hands of them other oppressors, under the hands of the Chinese and them, under the hands of the white man and them again. And thing too again. So anything changing and watch again. We have Jamaica parties again, Jamaica Labour Party and thing. And then after we have the TPNP, the People's National Party and thing, right? And people still suffering and all in Jamaica and thing too. So this is not just about Trinidad. This is not about Trinidad again. This is not about thing all in Jamaica, all in England again. So it's you happen again. People vote the same blacks Hispanic voting. What's happening at the same time they want to push out all the blacks and them out of England and thing, right? And thing whereby I see again, so all these government things do not make sense for black people. England, we go quite in Europe, they wanted us to do blacks wickedness. In the Caribbean here, they want to do wicked thing. They even go to in America and thing, you see what happened just here, how long they keep on this murdering brothers and them murdering brothers them in the streets and things. So it don't matter Democrats and Republic again, it's the same thing over and over. Voting do not make sense. Government and them do not make sense. The black people don't matter which part it is, right? So what just again? So we're gonna listen a song again. So again, we go see this comparison with Vibes, and this is Vibes Carter, and listen to this what Vibes Carter saying, right? And then I know some of you might think about I will try my best to see the words out that way saying, right?
But on refugee, in our own country, but a long time, me live here so can't run away. Them really take poor people to fool. Them really take poor people to fool. Oh, it's somebody like where you get your system you're from. Oh, those are down poor people like John knows them in a vote again, no sir. The MP don't give a damn. Where you get the system you're from?
So hold on. So you always say, right? So you turn refugee in a country, right? The government boozing on poor people land and thing. Right? So that's again will be happening here and thing. When projects come and thing, you see who they coming from, who both getting both, who getting compensation and thing. So when we watch today, you see all them first people and them. These are the people them who came here first. Up come the East Indians and them, right? Own all the land and them again. And what should the white man do and thing? White man come get all the East Indians and them, all the lands and them, right? And thing, right? Get them all the lands. Up come the Syrians and then come here again. Started white name, come here with the riches, started buy everything out again. And what poor people have to do? Work for a very long time just to earn anything, right? And the same thing going on in Jamaica and thing. The same thing with these politicians and them again. They can't say nothing again. They can't do nothing again. All them black politicians today, they can't why that's the job. Some 20-something thousand, 30-something thousand, and I have no voice. I have no voice for black people, right? And the same thing going on. We're gonna continue. Say that we say you turn refugee in your own country, and then come you can't get no land, you can't get nothing, and thing, right? And everybody, all them other nations coming and taking advantage and thing. The same thing happened to the first people. The first people is the ones that be owning all the lands in Trinidad and Tobago and thing, and would have nothing and thing, right? Same blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? What just right? Go ahead, we going back to it.
And I have nowhere to go. My plan on me through you something that you get on. Bigger heads, make you apply now. I can't buy your house up a cherry garden. Ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. The tribulation in the ghetto is a must. Never qualified in a housing trust. I'm a lose all of my money in a cash now, son. You know, say you're born Jamaican. We do your young slavery as an African. So I did tell me where my dad from. We own so much land in our island. Tell me, such a over to Japan. Come to Jamaica.
So you see, when Mr. Ching go back to Japan, where you come and they own so much land in Jamaica, right? So what you talking about is them Chinese and them, right? So them Chinese again they come now and they own all the land and them too again. So now again, black people again have to be shack up and we have to be shack up and houses and things. But don't matter how we shack up and things, we still have the best set of lives. We still have the best set of life. We still have the best set of fun and thing. Right. So again, and just imagine when we come back to the Most High, how wonderful and thing is. And still, with all our oppression and thing, we still the most wonderful set of people on the face of the earth. Right. We still one of the most people when you watch, you know, it's like way by. And then we have still all our oppression. We still had all these sisters them looking very wonderful and thing. So I want and then after the East Indian woman want to talk and say, hey. Or they making a set of children. Well, the woman and them looking good to make all the children and them. The woman looking good to have sex and they and lie down with. I think with all our oppression and things. So again, we just had to come back to the Most High laws and keep the Most High laws. So all these things again they won't have nothing to say. We the one gonna be seeing all the talking and thing, right? We go let's finish it off again.
Where you get your system you're from? Oh, those are down poor people land. John knows them in a vote again, no sir. And the MP don't give a damn. Where you get your system you're from? Don't say me live on Scotland. Two, me don't rich like Montaland, no sir. You're not Jamaican. And you're some people bad. So they don't know where you're government care about them dead now. I know you don't care for the parents. Me beg you lease with a piece of land, yeah. You have no problem for parents. Don't come give me eviction notice. Poor people don't have no patience. They know say me a born Jamaican. Me dey a from slavery as a African. Somebody tell me where my land come from. We own so much land in our island. Tell me it's a shame. Over to Japan, Ganja, Jamaica, we give them man. From Moran Pine to Nickel Pine, from St. Thomas to Westmoreland. Oh, it's a
So see again, so no matter again, all them MPs and them they don't give a damn and thing is say right and thing too is the same oppression, we better than them seeing in Jamaica and you know what party come, what party, what prime minister come, what prime minister go, the same oppression and thing again. We the ones that them, we the ones that at the bottom of the table and thing, right? So give me Jeremiah 14 and 2.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
So again, so Judah mourneth and thing. So again, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we the one crying and thing, right? We the one crying, hey, and then we when we go to thing, we try and them when we try and them reach a certain level form after form 5 and thing, they can't go nowhere. All you have to do is push them to go and work and thing. While your other nations and them that's reaching from universities and they could continue from all the different degrees and all the different degrees, bachelor and PhD and all these other things that's reaching and thing, right? We them want put to go and send the trend to be doctors and all sorts of things, right? And that's 1 or 2 of we people I think but as a nation we feel and thing. Because why we the one crying and thing. We the one had to worry about when we gonna eat another, when we gonna look at when we gonna eat another day or kind of thing. We the one had to look go and look into we go and tea from your neighbor garden and all kind of thing. We the ones that when they watch we and thing. We slip out, when we slip our bus, and then we want to take our nail and push it to we slip out to get back that same slipper to walk with and thing, right? And thing. So all these things coming again, politician go, politician come, it's the same thing over again, right? And then after now when we go thereof the gates thereof language, they are black and the gates thereof language. So all these black men and them who they and thing. And then who in high places or I can't say nothing because why? These other nations and them own you all, or you're not free. And then I can't help black people and all, or I can't help black people and all too. And the only person that help black people right now is Christ. Right? And under the I.S.U.P.K, we'll bring back all that knowledge to the people and then come back to the Most High commandments, come back being a brother and sister to each other, stop killing each other and fighting each other in the streets and things, right? Because again, if we don't come back again, it's we the ones again who are making the Syrians and them rich by all them security van driving up and down getting millions every year. We the one making all them funeral home getting rich and things, because them glad when to see black, Hispanics and Native Indians being gunned down in the streets and things, right? We the one crying, we the one parents and things when the news when you read and when you go on your TV from 7 o'clock on CNC3 news and thing and TV6 news and thing, we the one being murdered down in the streets. How much are we grandparents crying, how much are we parents crying, how much are we sisters crying, how much are we children crying for we and thing. And these other nations don't care and thing, because these same other nations are pushing all the drugs, all the guns in the community and thing again, right? And who again this thing? So who we crying to right now? You know we are to cry to? We are to cry to the Most High, because these politicians and them and then cannot help it. Though you go see again, whoever politician come, whoever change the night, and then before the week finish, and then you're not crying nothing with people, but before the week finish or next week, you're going to see blacks being murdered in the streets again. Blacks is the ones that them again crying and saying, by all we go do, all is one we gonna make out with this COVID-19. We the ones running down all them grants, We the one running down all them grants and thing and saying, boy, hey, this government, this thing, we getting nothing and how we tie up in all these shoppiness and thing. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you need to come out from that again, because all these things here again, because I don't know that I need to come to the I.S.U.P.K more. Come and listen to these classes, and then from 7 to 9, Monday, history, Tuesday, brotherhood classes, Wednesday, law classes, right? Thursday, we have the scripture breakdown and everything that happens in history with General Hyman, right? We answer all the questions, anything going around with the world right now, right? Fridays, we have the Lakawan Kadash, we Hebrew tongue, right? And thing, right? And Saturdays, we have the Sabbath service and thing, right? Where we come back again and understand what the Sabbath is about, not just Christianity, with the Christian church pushing and all too. And a matter of fact, the Christian church don't know nothing about no Sabbath and thing. Because right now, them look like they never himself went to school and thing too, right? So we need to come out of the Christian church, because the seventh day, from you check from with them, Sunday is the first, so how Sunday with them, so that means the week of 8 days then. And then so the week of 8 days, about day we missing. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, about day we miss out. So the Sunday is the with them, the 7th day, right? So you need to come out of the Christian church, because Christian church will make it look like you never went to school again. We need to come out from everything, because you see again all the white man destruction is. See how the world, all these other heathens and them always make you think and make you feel like, hey, we not a smart people when we the most intelligent people on the face of the earth. We need to come out from among these heathens and them, right? Deuteronomy. We'll go to Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
God. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So now, when we go and read this now, for thou art an holy people, so when we go in the scriptures, holy mean separate, right? So most I say we can separate people again. So we as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're not supposed to be joining no hand with no East Indian and thing. We're not supposed to be no UNC. We're not supposed to be no PNM. So we're not supposed to be UNC. Yeah, if we join hand with East Indians and now Negroes and now Hispanics and them and thing, no, we're not supposed to be doing that. And then now we're going to the other side again now. There's a more mix up again. Now we have East Indian, we have Chinese, Stuart Young, then after we have Carl Imbert, Syrian, and all kind of things. So it's a more mix up and then we not supposed to mixing up with these other nations and them. So you see, you know what's going on again? So it's a Kalalu, is a big Kalalu on one side of the party, and the next one a little less again. Don't matter again. No UNC, no PM. We're not supposed to be voting for no people on the space of the earth. All right. So now again, so what should I do from what you again from slavery and thing again? So all these things always pushing to come as together as well. When the scriptures say that, hey, we are separate people, right? And I go see what's going on again, and what should I do again? Same brothers again. And I'm glad how this thing set up again. It's like this is not about this Trinidad alone, and you go see again. Your next brother right to and also go see something here in Jamaica and all, right? So again, they come with the coat of arms now, right? So this together and here the scripture say the most I say we are separate people, right? And you say we are above all people on the face of the earth. So we're not supposed to be intermingling with these other nations and them at any time, right? So right now the only thing we should be doing for these other nations and them is just working for them. And then we're not supposed to be marrying them as lower down in scripture, and then we're not supposed to be marrying these other nations within the Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So Negro man, the only woman and man you could grow is them. So all who Negroes and them, the other two races you could grow is them Hispanics and them Native Indians and them first people and them. Hispanics people, them Hispanics and them. So the two other races you could grow again now is them Negroes, right? And them Native Indians and them, right? So that with them and them Native Indians, the two other set of people could grow again right now because there's one people. So the Native Indians could grow the Hispanics and the Negroes and them. That is your race. That is the people the Most High set up you to be around. That is your race. That is your kind and thing, right? So all them thing when we going against these other nations and them and thing and going behind, we sin against the most. And then after now we want to know why things happening to we and all kind of thing. And all these things is in the scriptures and things too, right? And all too. So this is what again after slavery and thing come, they come and give you the son all too, right? So there's the Trinidad and Tobago coat of arms, right? So if you're watching side it again, and you will see all these things coming from the oppressor, we have the monarchy, and then we can find the monarchy and all too, and even in America, you'll find it on the White House and all too, right? So what this, right? So they give you that, then after now we have the 3 ships again. We have the 3 ships, the Pinto, the Santa Maria, what the and the Nina, yeah. Right? So them are the 3 ships again, everything again to the thing. I see again, and I say we get independence, we are getting, so if we get independence, we should be running everything for ourselves. We should have our own symbols and thing, right? But no, everything belongs to everything we said here belongs to the white man. It belongs to the oppressors and them, right? What's this again now, right? So we see all the different symbols on them, right? So now we think, so when the time get them, we'll again go see the monarchy on the White House and all too, right? So all these things again, so what all these we the white man conquering, and we still keeping the white man things. So again, we not free as black people. And then after they come to tell about together we aspire, together we achieve again to always integrate, and when integration not working for black, Hispanics and Native Indians, right? So you see again now, we say monarchy again. Same on that the oppressors thing, same oppressors and them signs and symbols again. Watch it here again. Same thing. Again, and that's the same thing again. We not free as a people and thing, because whatever we doing is the same thing. White people hate black people and they come with all the foolishness and so the Trinidad and Tobago have together we aspire, together we achieve, right? So always coming with togetherness with all these other nations when all these other nations taking advantage of black people and thing, right? So now what I say for the motto for Jamaica, out of many, one people. So they're always pushing this together and thing. When them is the ones and them, when them all the other nations coming together and destroying blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. So black, Hispanics, and Native Indians is not supposed to be voting and thing, right? So give me Deuteronomy 17 and verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
Right, so hold it right there. So here is scripture saying, thou in any wise shall set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. So one, anybody going to be on top of we is the Most High going to choose. We is not to be choosing for who on top of we again, right?
Right.
Like one thing we are that clear already, right? Go ahead.
One from among thy brethren shall thou set king over thee.
So now we get another piece coming in now. So now the Most High is the one going to choose and thing, right? So we again, we as all we were doing back in history, going and vote Eric Williams, we're going and vote George Chambers, we go and vote Robinson and all and thing again, right? So that brothers and thing. So again, so that thing we going and doing all them thing. We're not supposed to be doing that. The Mosai was sending. So just like how the Mosai was sending Saul, he sent David, right? He sent Solomon and them. This was the Mosai doing and thing. All through the Bible, when we think about Noah and all these things, the men and them the Mosai appointed was to rule at the same time. Moses is the man the Mosai choose to it. Them wasn't we and thing. We are just to obey these men and them, but this is the Mosai was choosing these people again. So blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the man who had a rule over us always come from the Mosai, right? Right. So just like I said there, I think the man who running the earth right, who running the earth right now for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is Commanding General YAHANNA. And you go and see if any fault, go and find any fault, you're going to find nothing at all. But you're going to see all these faults and them with all these other white names. From Martin Luther King, he everything he check about, he wanted to you have all your sisters and brothers selling burger. You want to go across by them people to get a burger and thing. You have your colleges and them and thing. Your colleges, you find your colleges too full. All you just had was to do ask for next colleges for your people and them. You want to go the white man, you want to go in the school with you want to go to college where white people is and set up all your people to get killed and murder murder in the street and thing. Again. So see again, all you come at this, all you come at we following all these other nations and them. It do add up and thing and the wickedness of these other nations and them. Again, see what going with, you see what went on with brother and them again. Abu Bakr again. And then brothers and go on following and thing. Brothers get killed and thing again. And thing because the Mosai was the one who's going to set up who to run the nation of Israel, not we, right? Go on. Deuteronomy 17 and verse 15.
Right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 15. Are you continuing, right?
Yeah, from
one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayst not set a stranger over thee, which is not of thy brother.
Right. So no. So the Mosai saying, right? So the people he gonna choose is one out of we brethren and them. So it's one out of we own, right? So this is who the Mosai gonna choose at all times to run the earth. It's going to be either Hispanic, Native Indian, one Negro. Nobody else, right? And anything out there in any other nation, we not supposed to be that is not to happen. We not supposed to be having no East Indian over we. As the day we see and as the day we watch wrong and UNC, them all we Negro sisters, all we Negro brothers and them, all them Hispanics and them, and then all we first people and them, or you mixing with all these UNC again, and then after now we go on the other side again. We have PNM with Syrian, Chinese, East Indian, and Negro again, and what the Mosai never appoint none of these other nations. And then to again another thing with the scripture saying that any one of these things again coming from the Mosai, right?
Right.
And you give me Acts 5 and 30.
The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 13. And of the rest, there's no man himself to them.
No, my bad. Salakia, my bad. Give me Acts 5 and verse 30 and 31.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 30. The God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom he slew and hung on a tree. Verse 31. Him hath God exalted with his right hand to be prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins.
So this is the man, again, who we should be dedicating our life to on the face of the earth right now. This is the man, this is the man who said, hey, I die for you, and then why come now and let me get this thing right now, and then come and stop eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobster. This is the man come and say, hey, stop voting for these other nations and them. This is the man come and say, do not kill your brother, do not kill your brother, do not kill your sister. This is the man come and say, hey, do not make your daughters, do not go and make your sisters and them whores and sleep with your sisters and then moving on and thing. This is the man say that. This is the man say, hey, do not get yourself, do not get yourself in all them religion and thing, right? And Catholic, Baptist, Muslim and all these things. This is the man who say all them things for you to come and rule the earth with him, right? So Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian, this is who we should be dedicating our life to. Not no Keith Rowley, not no Kamala, not no that devil in America name right now. Trump, none of Trump and all where who coming after and thing. Because if you continue to put yourself in that, you in that trouble, you in that fire when that time reach. You right. Want to go get your head cut off and thing, right? So Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian, you need to come back to the Most High. Tune into the I.S.U.P.K, get the knowledge, get the understanding, right? And thing. And with that, we'll close off the class tonight, right? And we'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Maikwa.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or his sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10. It means 10 in the Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, right, will be the blowing of the trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month, which is Thursday, September 17, 2020. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 24 to 25. Remind Akim and Aquatium to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he starts wearing all black, which includes boots, like shirt, like pants, like headbands, or scarf. And with that, we say, I imagine. We're going to turn and face the east. And we're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abonawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Kwadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Tawa'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratiza, Kawa, Haya, Mashemaya, Latan Nanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kawawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawawatinawa, Wala'an, Tabayanawa, Wanasayawan, Abal, our Shinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwat, Waha'ala, Watafara, Waiwalamiam, Aman.
What we just said, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For that is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
You want to say the blessings in the Hebrew? Rakata Yahweh.
Rakata Yahweh.
Wayawashai.
Wayawashai.
Wamakala.
Wamakala.
Walahayam.
Walahayam.
Matazabia.
Matazabia.
Alawapiana.
Alawapiana.
Ha Alawapiam.
Alawapiam.
Asaraniam.
Asaraniam.
Akwatazayanyam.
Akwatazayanyam.
Akayalianyam.
Akwatazayanyam.
Wa Akwatiam.
Wa
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem.
Bashem.
Yawashai. Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman. What we just said, bless Yahweh,
Bless Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
and Yahushai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
Commanding General Yohana,
Commanding General,
the generals,
the
captains,
captains,
the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahushai. Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. We're going to say the I.S.U.P.K or the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Babakashab, Nathan Nanawa, I.S.U.P.K, Larapa, Kalmakala, Wakal Madawa, I.S.U.P.K, Lata, Amatazarium, I.S.U.P.K, Nahakoyam, Amatayam, I.S.U.P.K, Irakawat, Atamayala, Lagarashan, Bashem, Yahushai, Tawada Aman.
What we just said, Yahweh, the name of Yahushai,
the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
We thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
All things living.
Yahweh. The name of Yahushai.
The name of Yahushai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathens.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us. By prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The prince.
The priests. The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
The school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the church of the rich of Israel.
And shake loose the church of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
And refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
The nation.
The nation.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
Court system.
Court system.
Prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the government of our enemies.
All the government of our enemies.
Amalek of an army.
Amalek of an army.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation.
Skinhead.
Komotazi. Gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA
space
program. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airways, cable access channels, the radio channel, convict the spirits of any of thy people, that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction, to all the heathen, that stand in our way, that try to stop us, from broadcasting your will, throughout the planet Earth, let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro, through the earth, and consume them. Let the plague shake, the house of the thief, and the murderers. Let Yahushai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers, and punish all the heathen that come up against us. As we speak thy word, cause it to be known by all. That is the angels that have done it. Cause it to spread to the media, through the whole world, cause them to shake up thy coming. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you.
We thank you.
Always. So be it.
You're going to say the blessed Israel in the Hebrew.
Yahweh,
Bashem,
Yahushai,
Barakanawa, Shala, Wahabayat, Saparium, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan.
Commanding General,
General,
officers, troopers, sisters, children,
only destroyed of Israel.
all the children of Israel. Wayahannah,
Raknapash, Shariah,
Kintian family, Usulan family, Kofa family, Philip family.
Commanding Yahanna, generals, captains, officers, troopers, sisters, children, Only the children of Israel.
Only the children of Israel.
All those fighting to come to the truth.
All those fighting coming to the truth.
Officer Galawan and family.
Officer Galawan and family.
Officer Matquayak and family.
Officer Matquayak and family.
Officer Suwapiala and family.
Officer Suwapiala and family.
Officer Makar Kobal and family.
Officer Makar Kobal and family.
Officer Tazawan family.
Officer Tazawan family.
Officer Yakar and family.
Officer Yakar and family.
Officer Shan family.
Officer Shan family.
Officer Barriat and family.
Officer Barriat and family. All brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
All brothers and sisters fighting coming to the truth.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come to the truth.
Babies and children in the I.S.U.P.K.
Babies and children in the I.S.U.P.K.
Francois family.
Francois family.
Wrong family.
Wrong family.
Zion.
Zion.
Daniela.
Daniela.
Wesleyan.
Amelia.
Nima. Khadija.
Chantel. Trisha. Ashida.
Angel. Myelin.
Basham.
Yahushai.
Tawada Aman.
What we just said. Lord, in the name of Yahushai.
Lord, in the name of Yahushai.
Bless us.
And
Israel.
And
the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. Our loved ones. In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you. So be it.
Sir, men of Israel, let's give the teacher a 1 courtesy salute. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Brakatah. Yad Matah. Men of Israel, let's give the sisters online a 1 courtesy salute. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Shemai and Atan Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yad Matah. Class dismissed.